I know I'm late to this story because in this news cycle, if you're late to something by 24 hours, you basically, it's not even like there's not even a point. Like you might as well just give up and hang up your hat and work at a drive-through or something. Not that there's anything wrong at working with a drive-through. In fact, it's like objectively more difficult than my job. You know what? I'm not going to be even a little bit cynical. This is based as hell. This is super, 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 super based. Senator Chris Van Hollen went down to El Salvador to protest the illegal, dishonest, and unconstitutional deportation of Mr. Abrego Garcia. And after making several statements to local media and spending several days down there, he actually got the opportunity. And honestly, I can't believe it, you know? Not to say I can't believe that Garcia's alive, because I expected that. With my high IQ, I calculated that down to the 15th decimal point. I can't explain the calculations to you. Again, you wouldn't get it. But it is incredible in an era of basically unlimited democratic cowardice to see an actual flex of power. Because Bukele tried over and over and over again to block him. Like, he was denied entry into CSOT.
Who is the attorney for the wife and mother of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And we just tried to go visit him in prison just to check on his conditions. Is he doing okay? Because nobody has any communication with him since he was illegally abducted from Maryland and sent to CSOT prison in El Salvador, which is a
Also, can you imagine like a world where everybody is like this? Like a constituent of this senator was illegally abducted, so he goes to El Salvador. I'm just, this is a level of, and I'm gonna say, I apologize for being libbed out about this. This is a level of bravery that I wouldn't even ask of politicians. Like, I would like, why aren't Democrats being louder about this? I would not go like, it is unreasonable that Democratic politicians aren't going down to this dictatorship that's essentially a client state of the Trump administration to protest directly. It's fantastic that he did, but it's actually like a step beyond. That's really cool. I'll take it. Listen, okay? It's just good. It's nice to get a little bit of inspiration every once in a while, all right? I'm living out.
U.S. District Court judge said was a violation of all his due process rights. Today's purpose was just to see what his health condition is. And these soldiers were ordered to prevent us from going any farther from this spot. I understand we're about...
Oh, that's true. We could have had a Leo Ryan situation, yeah. Went down to Guyana and was shot on the airstrip right before the Jonestown suicide. Who's Leo Ryan? He before the Jonestown kerfuffle, he went down to investigate claims surrounding it's a whole thing, but like essentially he did his version of what this was, and he died for it. You know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
3 kilometers now from CSOT, and as you can see, they're letting other...
Is it CSOT? I'm going to keep saying CSOT. I like saying CSOT personally. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's fine, okay? I'm not a linguistic prescriptivist because I'm not a fascist. And if you disagree with me, you're like Bukele.
Cars go by, but they stopped us because they're under orders not to allow us to proceed to check on the well-being of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
He was down there for multiple days making statements to the press. He was doing, does he have it on his page, the like media statements that he made? No, I saw it in another page. That's fine. But no, he really...
With our team from the American Embassy, with the Vice President of El Salvador, with human rights groups. And the entire purpose has been to bring Abrego Garcia home, because U.S. courts have determined that he was illegally abducted.
You get the gist. This is a huge blow both to Bukele and the Trump administration, because technically, so obviously the deportation of Mr. Abrego Garcia was illegal, right? That's obviously the case. However, Senator Holland doesn't really have any legal authority to go and see Garcia in CSOT. Like, he doesn't. It's a different country, and those countries' laws are different. There's no rules saying that just because a U.S. senator is there, that they get to, like, go see prisoners in your, insane illegal terrorist detention facility. There was no like legal pretext there. It was raw power. It's really good to know that being a US senator still means something, even in this administration. Like, even in this administration, where Congress is useless, and El Salvador is what it is, that being a US senator still means something. Because I feel like the way the world is going right now, I feel like they could have blackbagged him. I feel like they could have just yoinked his ass. I feel like that was a very real possibility. Or just staged his murder. Totally possible. I'm sure he had a security detail with him. But, following the meeting with Mr. Abrego Garcia, we actually got, and I love these, by the way, we got, please don't put in the newspaper that I was mad posts from both the Trump administration and Bukele. The New York Times headline, Senator meets with wrongfully deported Maryland man in El Salvador. Actually, like, he's brown or something, and also Graper Nation, hashtag White Lives Matter or whatever. I don't know. I'm not reading that shit. Don't put in the newspaper that we were mad. Soy right? It is soy, dude. The White House Twitter account is run by like a 17-year-old groiper or a 45-year-old pretending to be a 17-year-old groiper while trying to groom 17-year-old groipers. Like the way they tweet, But I there's not much that I can say about this without repeating the classics. The level of depravity here on the part of the administration is abhorrent, and in a sane world, when all is said and done, they will be tried for this. Like, Abrego Garcia is a completely innocent man, even by the admission of the administration, at least prior, before they decided to make like a character assassination of this innocent father, like their entire purpose on Earth. This is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's a level of like wanton depravity that actually exceeds the likes of Israel and Russia. It's honestly like they looked at Israel and Russia and they were like, well, we don't want to be one-upped in vice signaling, Genuinely, like official statements made by the Kremlin or by like or from Tel Aviv or whatever. I mean, they come out with like more class and conscientiousness than this. They do. They really do. You can go read that shit in Russian or Hebrew if you want, but like the White House is insanely loud about how bad they are of people. They're proud of it. They're very proud with their vice signaling. Kremlin equals Tel Aviv. Well, I don't remember what the name of the parliamentary building is in Tel Aviv, okay? And I'm sorry about that. So here is Trump posting a, I believe, photoshopped image of Abrego Garcia's hands. You can see his hands in like photos and videos of him. I don't know if this is a different person's hand. I assume it is, or if it's photoshopped, but this is the president of the United States posing with a fake photo. I don't know if it's fake in the sense that the tattoos were photoshopped and it was Abrego Garcia's hand, or if it's somebody else's hand. My guess is that it's somebody else's hand because that looks like, convincingly, that looks like a tattoo. I don't know. Why did they add text? Because they're trying to explain how weed leaf, smiley face, cross, skull means MS-13. He does have those tattoos? You can see them in A Visit with the Rep? And why did I read an article saying they weren't on him? So is the fake part then that it doesn't mean MS-13? If he's MS-13, he's not Tren de Aragua? Oh, you're right. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't... The administration is so goddamn silly, I forget. Those are two different organizations. The whole pretext is the Tren de Aragua is like a Venezuelan gang that acts as like a state entity, which is the justification for invoking the Alien Enemies Act. This is a different goddamn thing. MS-13 is from America. He's a double agent. He's part of both. That's pretty true. Mexico? No, MS-13 started in Los Angeles. He's an El Salvadoran / Venezuelan / Mexican gang member, originating in LA, but in Maryland. Also, the tattoo is likely fake. Yeah, I swear to God, I read that it was I mean, that it's like, it's so many, this is like the Russian strategy, right? It's so many levels of disinformation that you get like confused as to which you should debunk first. MS-13 isn't Tren de Aragua. Also, like, legitimacy of the photographs. Also, what? Also, weed smiley face cross skull doesn't mean MS-13. Smiley face with X's, sorry. It's fake? You telling me this story that I read on my phone at 7 in the morning is fake? Bukele posting a fake photo of the meeting? Okay, so the Bukele... Okay, hold on. We're getting caught up on the less than most funny. We're getting caught up on like a sub point, okay? Hold on. The funniest thing, the Bukele photo isn't fake, it was just staged. So when our beloved senator was having a meeting with Garcia, this is what their meeting looked like, by the way. The meeting was arranged to be at a nice restaurant in a nice part of El Salvador with a nice backdrop. Now, the photographer that came along, or at least one of the photographers, took this photo, which I think accurately captures the tone of the event, but Bukele had his own photographer there. Took this photo with the saturation turned way up, with nice greenery in the background to make it look nicer, and an aide ran in and placed 2 fruity tropical drinks with salt around the rim in front of Garcia and Holland. And they deliberately lowered the amount of liquid in front of this drink to make it look like Garcia had taken a drink. No, those are photoshopped. That is incorrect. The fascists ran in, and in an effort to pretend that in actuality Garcia was having like a fun time, happy, vacation stay down in El Salvador, he ran in quickly with these drinks and snapped this photo. This is so unserious. Yep. So they are like, it's literally just trolling. Yeah, the order, we already settled that. Catch up. Kilmar looks miserable, by the way. Yeah, I wonder why. It's really is a shame how like the high saturation and fruity drinks couldn't do anything to make this harrowed man look less like a skeleton. Looks like he's had a rough week. Yeah, I'd say so. Bukele's tweet. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, miraculously risen from the death camps and torture, now sipping margaritas with Senator Van Hollen in the tropical paradise of El Salvador. Fruity drink emoji. It's, so for one, please don't put in the newspaper that I'm mad. And for two, I guess the pretext here is meant to be that he's a dangerous Tren de Aragua MS-13 migrant sent down there because he's a threat to the United States so severe that he had to be deported under an 18th century law. But also he's having the time of his life down in this tropical paradise. Zooming in his knuckles. We've already settled that he has the tattoos. I saw people saying it doesn't matter. It's the MS-13 isn't even Tren de Aragua. That's a completely different. It's insane on like 17 levels. Does this tattoo mean Tren de Aragua? Remember that gay barber who got deported to CSOT because he has a tattoo that's like about his mom or something? I guarantee you if that was the guy who all the news ended up being around, Trump would be holding up a photo of like the tattoos, like a rose with mom written over it, and it would have like MS-13 in Arial text over it. What about the autism awareness tattoos? Oh, yeah, obviously. The autism awareness, like the 4 differently colored puzzle pieces, MS-13. Together, they complete the puzzle. The solution? Abducting white women. Yeah, they do that shit. They don't care. If there's anything you need to take from this, it's that these people literally don't believe anything. They literally do not believe anything. They just hate you. They have no beliefs outside of hating you. That's it. They have literally no, like, illegally deport this man. They all know he's innocent. None of these people think this man is guilty. That's not the point. They will commit everything to smearing his reputation, no matter what. It does not matter what they have to do or say to facilitate it. They'll run in and stage photographs. They'll run in, they'll make it look like they're enjoying some fruity drinks. But sadly, you can't correct the fact that he looks like he's been in a torture prison for a few weeks, can you? CSOT has a hard C in the middle, CCOT when you say it. Yeah, but as we've established, you're a fascist for being a linguistic prescriptivist. Go back to France. Bonjour, motherfucker. What are they even getting from this man? They don't believe in anything. They just hate you. They're incompatible with society. They are like walking. It's like if an ideology was a violation of the social contract. They have no beliefs. Anyway, Abrego Garcia is probably going to face severe consequences for this meeting, by the way. Like, he's still in El Salvador, right? Like, they're going to punish him for this. My hope is that he continues to be checked in on, because it seems likely to me, like, you know, just given the circumstances. I don't know. Yeah, in a different prison. Yeah, he's being transferred. Interestingly, I believe, if I read that correctly. But apparently you can't trust what you read these days. He was transferred, wasn't he? Yeah, moved out of notorious CSOT. Or SICOT. SICOT. Whoa. SICOT. A lower security detention facility. All right, maybe he won't get tortured more. Who knows? It might make it easier to access him in the future. Keep in mind there were hundreds of other people who were sent alongside him in that same batch. Children, remember that one like teen who was caught up in it, where the one ICE officer said to another, "This isn't the guy we're looking for," and the other ICE officer said, "Take him anyway." He got deported. He was 19. That's not a teen, but yeah. Say that out loud. I guess I just did for you. Now you feel silly, don't you? Buy a tier 1 sub. I've been looking at a lot of MS-13 gang tattoos. You'd be surprised how an overwhelming number of these tattoos don't spell out MS-13 in wingdings, but rather the letters MS and sometimes the number 13. Yeah, it's, again, like, in the United States, which is where MS-13 originated, people often get gang tattoos that just explicitly say, like, I know it's crazy to imagine in our current administration, it's actually not illegal to have gang-affiliated tattoos on your person. Like, you can get that legally. And if the cops point at you and say, like, you've got an MS-13 gang tattoo, you can say, yeah, it's a joke, Lamau. It probably isn't going to help you if you get wrapped up in any, like, RICO cases or whatever, but, you know, people do that. Yeah, it's not even illegal to be in a gang. You can be in a gang. Did you know that? It's not illegal to be in a gang. It's literally not. That's not even a joke. People forget. It's not illegal to be in a gang. Are we in the Vosh gang? Legally, no. It's not illegal to be in a gang. It's illegal to do gang activities. Yeah, if the gang activities are crimes. But, like, that's kind of, like, that's just doing crimes. Then why do gang members get enhanced charges? If they've committed crimes. Because, like, sometimes your association with a gang can be used to prove, like, furtherance of the deed or conspiracy, or there are, like, a wide variety of charges that can apply if you're a member of an organization in, like, compliance with having committed a crime. But the act of being in a gang itself isn't a crime. Like, a gang doesn't have a definition, like a real definition, outside of, like, a group of people. Gang, club, whatever. What's the difference? Are the Proud Boys a gang? Nobody calls them a gang, but they're, like, definitely a gang. How are they not a gang? Aren't gangs explicitly criminal though? I mean, that's like the common association, but it's the crime that gets you in trouble then, not the gang. People say biker gang, but there are lots of biker gangs that don't commit crimes. Like, they just call themselves biker gangs, and people are like, oh yeah, it's a biker gang. They just, like, I don't know, wear leather jackets and have their butt crack showing because they drive with low-rise pants on the motorcycle. They're just driving. Now, being on a motorcycle should be illegal, but at the moment it's not. Not getting into that again. Where do gangbangs fit in this analysis? You're not getting any action. You don't need to worry about it.